I refuse to let these dirty devils make Michael a beggar. A hero CEO, I will go Magneto for my people. Give me liberty.
It's week 16 of the NFL. And up next, we'll see Drake London. He's one of the league's best, currently third in the NFL in receiving yards. It's the Falcons and the Eagles, next on Madden Football.
We're just a stone's throw from the Delaware River. We've got some water to contend with ourselves. A steady rain falling at Lincoln Financial Field. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Atlanta Falcons and the Philadelphia Eagles. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Falcons in this matchup. They know coming in they've got to be at their best because they're facing one of the better overall defenses in the NFL.
And this is not one of the better offenses around in terms of running the football. So they understand that they're going to be put to the test a bit. The big plays in the run game, they haven't been there of late. So maybe that means we'll see them shake things up a little bit. Some RPOs, some touch passes, some draw plays. Anything to try and get a little bit of momentum.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This one taken just inside the 10. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
And he's certainly putting together an MVP-type season, leading the league in both passing yards and touchdown passes. There have not been too many defenses that have been able to stop him or even slow him down. So he's got his sights set on another big game right here.
Herbert off of play action. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Hey, Charles, you think about this offense, and it's kind of a tricky time of the season because you're 14-0, looking to see this one out to the end, but you start to run into situations where guys are getting a little banged up. Maybe could use some time sharing, some time on the bench, just to rest. How do you approach the rest of this regular season?
I'm telling you, you don't ask the easy stuff, do you? I mean, you created a heck of a situation there, and actually you didn't create it. You presented it, and you're exactly right. It is tricky because your eye has to be on the ultimate prize, which is a Super Bowl. That's paramount. But at the same time, how much fun would it be to go down as one of the all-time great teams and join the 1972 Dolphins as the only undefeated team to win a Super Bowl?
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
That ball caught by Campbell. Touchdown! Paris Campbell. Touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Falcons are on the board first here this afternoon. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. And a glance at the tall signal caller, standing 6'6".
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one is capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Throwing to start the drive. Langford. And his throw here is incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Arnold Ebiketie, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. The Eagles send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fielded at the 43. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert gets this to Campbell out on the right side. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 23 yards on the play. Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. And that nearly trouble, but it's incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it, and it'll be 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Falcons. Harris Campbell, his 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Falcons lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A quick 1st down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive. Looking to throw. Langford. And that is incomplete here.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well. And he didn't get that done on that play.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. The threat of a 2nd straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this pass broken up. Contact well timed. 4th down.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
This is fielded at the 27. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 22 yards there, a first down. Herbert now. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now, Falcon football, as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. Another try after the first down sack. Herbert. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown, Falcons. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And it's now 21-0. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it was finished off by a touchdown catch from Drake London. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Eagles offense making their way back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And looking for a lane, but none to be found for Sanders as they stop him short of the line to gain. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on 1st. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded at the 20. Excellent work on the run back there, 33 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, They might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now.
Touchdown! Laviska Shenault from 10 yards out. And the Falcons are able to add on to their first half lead. Coup now for the point after. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was the touchdown catch from Laviska Shenault that capped it all off. Following the touchdown, here's Coup to kick off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Fielded just inside the 30. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And it will be Falcon football. After he punted that ball, he's probably frustrated that they had a sizable return against his punt, but he made amends by stepping up to make the tackle.
Yeah, he made amends and probably covered a few of his teammates who didn't handle it very well, because once the return breaks like that, you're thinking touchdown. And he prevented it with a nice play.
On first down, Justin Herbert. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Let's give a little credit to the defense on that one. They resisted quite well, and that pass fell incomplete. But this ball game for him, that's just a momentary speed bump. He's played awfully well.
Touchdown, Falcons! Kyle Pitts in the final seconds of the first half. And the Falcons would extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Coup able to connect on the extra point, and that makes this 35-0 now. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was the tight end Kyle Pitts finishing it all off on the touchdown reception. Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. He'll take the knee in the final couple seconds. We'll take care of this first half. So we reach halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. We'll begin up at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. and the Panthers are out in front as they play the second quarter. The Panthers locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. Next, we head down to Houston to check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they trail that one over the visiting Green Bay Packers. Christian Watson up over 100 yards receiving with 2 touchdown grabs. Finally, let's get down to the Bayou. Check in on the Saints at home at the Caesars Superdome. And they were losers in their ball game to the visiting Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Next, a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Falcons. And our statisticians got through a couple of pencils already. This offense is on pace for potentially 500 yards in passing. That's pretty incredible. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they were on the other end of the spectrum in terms of passing efficiency. That's going to need to improve in the second half to come. Both these teams getting a chance to dry out, maybe change their cleats if need be. But halftime's just about over. Time to get back to it. And for the call of the second half, here's Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They'll go for a gain of 7, and it's second down. Back to throw. Langford. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. He'll look to set up his blockers. Spins past it. The ball comes out. Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we drop. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking, though.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun, Langford being chased out left. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. On 1st and 10, Langford. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. His throw incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. To throw on 3rd down, Langford. Touchdown, Eagles! A.J. Brown, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Eagles are able to claw one back. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
Play action. It's Herbert. That's going to be caught. It's Chenault. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They go right back to him for 20 and a first. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And it's caught. A gain of 7 that time. Second goal.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Touchdown! A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Falcons are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. To throw on second down, Langford. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
A loss of 10 yards on the play. It's now 3rd down.
Now Dillon on the inside give. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Falcons ready to take over. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would have, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall. Well, I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Koo able to connect on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. Throwing to start the drive. Langford. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Looking to throw. Langford. Quick slant here to Smith. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Langford. And his throw is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
They'll look to throw again. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. Throwing on 3rd and long. Langford. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And they work this well upfield across the 45. On 1st down, Langford. And his throw's going to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Langford. Flush to his right. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Back to throw. Langford. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 32-yard line. He delivers another to Goedert, complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions. And definitely.
Then he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. From the gun on 3rd down, Langford. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. So on now the field goal team for Philadelphia. This from 44 yards away. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. On the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. He will score. Touchdown, Falcons.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Now Younghoe Koo for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. And no doubt one of the most, if not the most exciting play we'll see in this game. The kick return all the way to the end zone for 6 points. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. Well, this was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man, they were clicking, and they were, but don't forget about the effort by this defense as well.
Yeah, they weren't going to let up just because the lead was saved. They wanted to play as big a part in this game as their offense did in making this blowout. They needed to be noticed as well, and they played accordingly.
So for the Falcons, they are now 2 wins away from a perfect regular season as they run their mark to 15-0 on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, this loss really hurts their playoff chances as they drop to 7-8 with 2 games left. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys.
It's 2 type of people in life. It's people that wake up and wish they had it. And it's people that wake up and go get it.